business in my day, personal business, professional business, where contracts were involved. I sign my name to a piece of paper, and then that requires me to fulfill some obligations. And if I don't fulfill those obligations, the contract goes away. The other party is no longer obligated to keep their side of the deal. That's really helpful when we're talking about business, but unfortunately, we tend to take that mindset and carry it over into our faith. And even unintentionally, we begin to view our relationship with God like a contract. And the problem is then that leads to some questions that are really significant that we must deal with, like, can I lose my salvation? I mean, if it is a contract and God has done, He sent Jesus to die for me, can I lose it? Can I fail to keep my part of the deal? Well, this really is a dilemma, and it's one that we have to come to terms with. Now, we talked about this and unpacked it deeply in our sermon this past week. And if you missed it, you can go back and watch it or listen to it, because there was way too much that we dealt with that we could process through this short commentary. But I do think it begs the question that you and I need to consider. You need to process today. Because you may be like many believers, like I was for years, consumed with doubt, wondering whether or not I did it right. Did I mean it? Or had I committed too many sin, or have too much addiction or habits in my life after I gave my life to Jesus? So now I've lost it. I've broken that contract. And truthfully, there are a lot of verses in the Bible that tell us that He saves us, He keeps us, He sustains us. But there are some other problem passages in the Bible that on the surface seem to make us sweat a little bit. Like we could be cast away, or we could drift off, or even like Hebrews 3 verses 7 through 19 that we dealt with last week, that unpacks this idea of apostasy, that someone can deconstruct their faith, even a faith that they have once professed. I mean, I know people who certainly looked and acted like they were really saved, but now they clearly look and act like they're not really saved. What do we do with all of that? The answer, the true peace and quiet and the rest that we can find, is discovered when we truly understand who Jesus is, what He has done, and how we're actually saved. Because when we begin to unpack the truth of, for example, in Ephesians 2:8 and 9, or 1 Corinthians 1:8, or 2 Timothy 1:12, or Jude 24 and 25, on and on through Romans, we see that my salvation has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with what I have done. It has nothing to do with what I bring to the table. It is not a contract. It is a covenant that God has made with us, and He has sent Jesus so that Jesus could do what we were not able to do. Listen, I'm a prideful guy. I'm a human being, and I love to be able to say I can do it. But this is one thing that I can find peace and quiet when acknowledging I can't do this. I can't save me. I can't keep myself for eternity. Only God can do that, and He promises to do that. And even when the doubts come in, rather than allowing that doubt to cause you to be in turmoil and question everything, doubt doesn't mean you have no faith. Doubt can push you into deeper waters of faith to drive you to better understand who God is and what He has done. What does your salvation mean, and how it is fully made possible by the work of Jesus, and how you are kept and sustained to the end because of what Jesus has done. This is an encouraging thought, a deep thought that would clearly require more pursuit of you to drift into those deeper waters of faith. If you want to learn more, reach out to us. We'd love to talk more about this. Or you can check out the sermon this past Sunday and see if that primes the pump for further discussions. But for today, I pray that you and I can walk and rest in the confidence of who Jesus is, what He has done, and our faith being kept and sustained because of Him. God bless you. Have a great day.